If you choose Sesko, it tells me that your club's happy with just projects, man.
All right, let's talk about Arsenal's team.
You know what? Let me zoom in my camera as well, if you don't mind.
So this is Arsenal's team at the back end of last season on the final game of the season. Obviously, some of these guys are fill-ins because the main guys were not playing. I would expect Timber to be the starting right back. I would expect Gabriel and Saliba to be there for the start of next season, and Miles Lewis-Skelly to be the left back. Partey, I don't think is any longer going to be the main starter. I think it's going to be a situation where
if he can continue his form though of last year into this year, then I don't see why not.
I think Zubimendi shifts into that spot, and we play with more of a progressive ball playing midfielder in Zubimendi than Partey.
Do you reckon you might go from a 4-3-3 to maybe a more of a pivot? But then again, would you need that with the defense you've got?
We don't necessarily need that. I think Zubimendi is also really good defensively. His awareness is apparently really good. His interceptions, all his defensive stats show that he's really good. If I can pull that up in a second. But then what I want to show you is obviously Saka's going to play here. Yeah. I personally want Gyökeres. And I
think you've got a great chance. Of course you do. You know what? I forgot Marino off the bench is not the worst option either.
Yeah, and this is where we need to upgrade this final position here because this is the final area.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Nico Williams.
By the way, he's about to sign a new deal at Bilbao.
I was just gonna say that I haven't spoken about it on my channel yet. So Nico Williams, we gotta forget about it, Arsenal fans. That's not happening.
Good. And that's a good thing, by the way. He's not.
I'm not necessarily a fan of Nico Williams, but the thing that really annoys me is that he plays around. He plays around too much. Arsenal waited an extra summer for him. We waited an extra summer for him. And Ben Jacobs reported yesterday that this guy is going to sign a new deal.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. The thing is, the difference with Zubimendi now, he's got legs in front of him, something that is lacked at Bilbao. I mean, at Sociedad. Remember, like, if you want me to talk about Wesley, I'll talk about it. He got bodied by Casemiro, but it's all about balance and a fine balance of things, you know, relationships as well.
But can we talk about the left wing quickly?
But yeah, for me, the left wing is. See, I look at Saka and I look at Gyökeres. I say, what's the best option for a Gyökeres? I'm not really looking for a mad goal scorer on the left-hand side. That's why I say the GA don't matter. Gyökeres will get you your GA. Saka will get you your GA. But you do need someone that's going to chip in with a few goals, obviously. Rodrygo is perfect, but knowing your club or team, then again, it's like it's such a left wing is so for me it's not I don't think there's mad quality in that position anymore at the moment. Sané's not it at all. But if you're telling me Sané's going to come in, compete off the left and do what Sané of old used to do rather than cut inside, let's say he's an option on the bench, Sané's not the worst option in the world at all to have.
Let me give you some options. What? I don't rate some of these guys. First of all, Semenyo from Bournemouth. I think we're a level too high for him. Do you agree?
Who?
Semenyo from Bournemouth.
Yeah, I think 70 million is too much. There's someone said a name in there that I like a lot.
Liao, inconsistent. Very expensive. Is he the best choice? No?
Liao, one sec. I'm just thinking. So Reinders has just left or is leaving for £46 million only. They got no Champions League football. They ain't got mad Paul. Now, Magnan might leave the team, and they're not even. We're talking small fees. 1 year left. Chelsea value him at 8 million. I think Milan wants something between like 20 and 20, about 25 million. They're going to find maybe about 15. Cool, that's done. Now, if as a football player, you're seeing all these ballers leave. Teo Hernandez is another one of them. You probably want to jump ship as well. At that, Modric is coming in the door. Which is not a bad replacement for a season, but especially in a Serie A. But I'm just thinking, I don't think Liao is going to be as expensive as you think. But Liao and Gyökeres does not work for me.
Agent Declan Rice.
Yeah, maybe, but I wouldn't personally go for Liao. He's definitely got the star. You know, like someone who's going to sell shirts and he's got a star aura. I hear it, but I just don't look at someone like that and think. What much better are you than Martinelli at?
I have a whole list, Kaz. Next one is Mitoma. Some people are saying Mitoma. We should just go for Mitoma.
I would go for that. Premier League proven, bro.
But they just recently rejected a £70 million bid.
I know that's the
Is
issue.
Mitoma the best option?
Mitoma's been injury prone.
Yeah, he ain't the best.
I'm gonna say one name. People might not like it, because you say no, you don't want to build up a player like this. But the fact that he's been in the Prem, kind of doing it. What about Adingra?
Nah, he's too inexperienced. He's too inexperienced. I'm looking at.
What about Mavadidi from Leicester? He's cold. I wouldn't look at him and say no.
I'm looking at waiting for a Rodrygo from Real Madrid. Couldn't we wait for Rodrygo? Couldn't we wait until after the Club World Cup? Something could change, Kaz. Couldn't it change?
Right. You don't need to do it now. I like that one name. He's from Atalanta, Lookman. I think he's perfect.
Lookman. What about the thing about Lookman? I rate Lookman, but he's already been in the Premier League. He's already flopped in the Premier League. Maybe he's a better player now, but Gasperini players tend to fall off when they leave Gasperini.
You're right.
That's the problem.
That's the
problem with Lookman. Lookman is a good player. He previously flopped in the Premier League. Maybe he's a better player now.
He was young, to be fair. He was young though, man. He didn't flop. He was young.
He's 27. He's homegrown. He comes into the team. He's a better player. But guess what? Is he a 1v1 demon?
Okay, one more name. He plays for Palace. He's got a release clause. He can do the left and the 8 if you need him to.
We're gonna get there.
He's you know what I mean? He used to play for your club as young. So you know what I mean?
Should I be happy Chelsea's getting Gittins and we're not going for him? I should. Well,
they're looking at Kudus now, allegedly. You know, that's dangerous.
I don't rate Kudus that highly. I don't rate Kudus that highly. I think Kudus. We need to look at what he's done at West Ham and say to ourselves, you know what? He's a proper patch player at times. He can look good sometimes, but he's not consistent. Or West Ham would be a lot better.
No.
What about Barcola? I'd rather take go look at PSG and be like, yo, would you sell Barcola?
I'm gonna say it now. I'm not the biggest fan of Barcola, innit?
Really?
I'm not his biggest fan. I think he's a good player, but there's something about him. I'm not feeling. There's something I'm just not feeling.
Is it the misses in close situations, like in the final?
You know what? Profile wise, I would try tempt them, but he might be a bit expensive now. But the way I look at Barcola is he presses very well. He's not a mad goal scorer. He creates decently. He would probably fit the mold, to be fair, with what Arteta likes. So I can see profile-wise, I do agree with it. I'm just not his biggest fan, but I would say if I'm Arsenal and he's available, I'll be like, go for him.
All right. The next one is hella underwhelming. But bro, if we sign this guy, are we serious?
See, I think he's just another Sterling for you lot.
Is he an upgrade to what we have?
If he can stay fit and he's happy to play off the left, yeah, he will get Gyökeres bare goals. He's not rubbish, but he's definitely not he's not the same player he once was. He's on and let's be serious. Is he going on a free as well? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going on a free. What he's done this season, he's been decent, bro. He's been decent. Like, look at that. Look at the output for a winger.
No, I know that.
Passing, his progressive passing, like, when I start looking at stats to make myself justify a deal, am I making a mistake?
How about Sancho? Do you want to take Sancho?
No, Sancho is actually. Sancho did not register one cross the whole season. One successful cross.
I didn't even know that. What about Rashford? What about Rashford?
I think we're looking at somebody who works a little harder than Rashford. I think Rashford has been painted. I think the fact that he didn't work out at Aston Villa so well is a warning sign for anybody who's looking at him. There's a reason why Barcelona want him. They want him as a bench player, but everyone wants Rashford to lower his wages. His wages demands are crazy for a player.
Yeah,
Manchester United put him on really good wages, and nobody could match that. It breaks a lot of clubs' wage bills.
Boy, I don't know. Sané is underwhelming nowadays.
What about Anthony Gordon? Newcastle.
I mean, I'll put Sané at wing back if he wants.
No, he's not going to Manchester United. He told Tottenham no.
Yeah, but so did Mbumo, but look where he's going. Love.
All right, let's talk about. How about this? Enough about wingers, straight up wingers. Get me Xavi Simons. And the reason why I say get me Xavi Simons, look at his versatility, the amount of positions he can play, what he's capable of doing on and off the ball. He would give us so much versatility, and Xavi Simons, I think, would solve more of our problems than if we were to get Leroy Sané.
He's crap, man. I'm sorry. I'm telling you now, yeah, he flops in the Prem.
Why? Physicality.
It's not always about that. Like, he's not fast for one. Yeah, like that for me. Off the left. He's definitely got good agility. But for me, yeah, for this guy, he flops in the Premier League. He'll get body checked. He's giving me Fabio Vieira vibes. He's just crying all the time. He's not that guy, man. Look, he's good where he is. He's one of the players that, for me, Bundesliga suits him to a T. La Liga, I think he'd struggle. Liga, and he'd struggle a little bit. La Liga, I can see him being there. But for me, nah, man, he's not the guy that's going to bring you to the promised land. I mean, it's not a bad option, though. I would like to see how he would integrate, but I think he's too lightweight for me. Every time I watch this player, yeah, again, it's just my opinion. He's always underwhelming. I don't care how many goals or what assists he might get in per season, but I'm just not feeling him whatsoever. I don't think he's that guy. I really don't. I think he's hella overrated for the price that they want for him.
You know what?
I think Eze is the better pickup than a Xavi Simons. But look, I could be wrong. It's just
all right. Let's talk about Eze.
Yeah.
Do you think Eze moves this summer?
Oh, if a bigger club comes in, yeah.
I think Spurs are going to be all over that.
Yeah, if he goes to Spurs, then he's just killing his career, then, isn't it?
He could be the Son replacement because they're going to sell Son probably.
Yeah, well, that's nice and all, but
Listen, Eze is a former Arsenal player. I would love to have Eze. I think Eze fits in perfectly, but I don't know if the club is looking at Eze. From all the players we named, I think the player they want the most is Rodrygo, and if Rodrygo becomes available, we'll go for him. Outside of that, I do think it's the options are still open. Lookman looks like an option, but I'm not really interested in Lookman as much as I would be interested in other guys. And Leroy Sané on a free is a stopgap. And it might mean we could get Leroy Sané and Eze. If we go get Leroy Sané and Eze, that's a good window for me. For the wing.
I think so. I think Eze, I would even look at it like someone that can maybe a little bit younger on the right-hand side as well, if you wanted to. Just because if you're going to go on the side of Saka, just know that he's a favourite in it. Like, you already got Wanyeri, so I don't think you need to go and get Sané and somebody else. But if you get Gyökeres and let's say we just say Eze, I think that's cold.
Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment down below what you thought of that video you just watched.